Hey, it's Mr. Leatherwood, and we are learning my favorite way to multiply today. As you can see, I said best way ever. We are going to use an area model to multiply. I really love this way. Even as an adult, this is kind of how I multiply. So you'll see when we're doing multiplication in class, I will do this as an adult, as a teacher that's been teaching for 20 years. This is one of my favorite ways to do it. All right, so how it works. We're doing 36 times 9. What I want you to remember, or what I want you to get good at, is breaking numbers apart. Okay, so 36, for instance, I could break apart and do 30 plus 6. Okay, so that's where I want to start. I want to break 36 into pieces. And you can break it into whatever pieces you want. I usually do my tens place and my ones place. If I have a 3-digit number, I may do my hundreds place, my tens place, my ones place. But you could break it up however you want. Matter of fact, I will show you. Oh, that was crazy. I will show you. Sorry, keep moving my screen. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. So the way I would traditionally do it is to do 30 plus 6. And then on the side, I'm going to put 9. And they call it an area model because we draw a little rectangle. And we're going to find the area of these little rectangles. What I like to do is anytime that I see a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. So in this case, I have a line right here. And then whatever meets in this area, you're going to find the area of this box and the area of this box. Well, area is length times width, so I'm going to do 30 times 9 to get right here. And then over here, if I follow my fingers, I'm going to do 9 times 6 to get over here. Okay, so if you watch the patterns video before this, you know when I do 9 times 30, I could do 9 times 3 first and get 27. And then I could add that 0, this little guy right here. So 270. 9 times 6 is 54. And then to figure our answer out, I'm going to add those 2 numbers together. And this is going to give us our total, or our product, I guess I should say. 7 plus 5 is 12. So we could say 369, or 336 times 9 equals 324. But I love this way we can break it apart. I did want to show you could break it apart however you want. So let's say you were not good at your fact here. You couldn't do 30 times 9. You could break it apart and do 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6. That is still 36. And I'm still going to put 9 over here. When I draw my rectangle, I'm still going to look for plus signs and draw some lines. Now I can do 9 times 10. Most of you can do, especially after that patterns video. 90. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 6 is 54. Now if I add all these together, 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 54, I bet we're going to get the same answer. So you can break it apart however you want. I traditionally will do my tens and my ones. Okay, that's how you're going to see me do it. But if you're not good at these facts, you can break them up into smaller pieces. All right, I'll go a little quicker on the rest of them. All right, so we're doing 5 times 88. So what I would do is I'm going to do 5 on the side, and I'm going to do 80 plus 8 on the top. I'm going to draw a rectangle. And then anytime there's a plus sign, I'm going to put a line. This works really good when we start doing 3-digit by 3-digit or 4-digit by 4-digit, whatever we end up doing. It'll still work as long as you put a line every place that there's a plus sign. All right, 5 times 8 I know is 40. So that means 5 times 80 is going to be 400. 5 times 8 is 40. And then look how quick I can do that. 400 plus 40, 440. We just did multiplication, y'all. Look how easy that was. If you're not good at your facts, it may take you a little bit longer, but that's okay. Still pretty quick. All right, 28 times 7. I'm going to do 20 plus 8. And on the side, I'm going to put a 7. I'm going to draw my box. Anytime there's a plus sign, I'm going to put a line. Then I'm going to start multiplying. 7 times 2 is 14, so that means 7 times 20 is 140. 7 times 8, oh, I used to be really bad at this one. I'd have to go to like 5 times 8, or excuse me, yeah, 5 times 7, and then, or no, 5 times 8, and then do 2 more 8s. But now I'm pretty good. 7 times 8 is 56, I think. Double check me. So I'm going to add 140 plus 56. I could do that in my head, but if you can't, we're just going to draw it over here. 0 plus 6, 5 plus 4, and we get 196. 28 times 7, 196. Look how quick we did that. Less than a minute. All right, now we're getting tricky. We got 2-digit by 2-digit. Tricky, tricky. We actually won't do 2-digit by 2-digit until like the end of our unit, but let's go ahead and do it because it's so easy. 10 plus 5. And then on the side, we've been doing single digits, but now we're going to do the same thing. 10 plus 3. So I broke these two numbers apart. I'm going to draw my rectangle. And then anytime there's a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. So now we don't have 2 boxes to figure out. We have 4 boxes to figure out. But it's the same thing. I'm going to follow my fingers. If I had 2 fingers, I'd come 10 times 10 right here. So 10 times 10, we know, hopefully, is 100. Then I'm going to drag my finger 10 times 5. See how I'm doing that? 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is 50. And then the bottom row, I'm going to do the same thing. 10 times 3. See how I'm figuring out what goes in that box? 10 times 3 is 30. And then my last one, look, I'm going to drag it over. 3 times 5. 3 times 5. We're going to get 15. Then I'm going to add them all together. Again, I could do this in my noggin, but if you can't, that's okay. 100 plus 50 plus 30 plus 15. We get a 5. We get a 9. 195. Look how quick we did that. 1 minute, 40 seconds. And I talked a lot. Let's see the next one. All right. Remember, guys, pause this video and try them before I do them if you want. All right, let's try another one. 21, so I'm going to split it up. 20 plus 1. On the side, I'm going to do the other one. 30 plus 5. And it doesn't matter which one you put on top or which one you do put on bottom. So don't worry about that. If you flip it, you're still going to get the same answer. Anytime I see a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. So again, I'm going to have 4 different boxes. Then I'm going to drag, okay, if I want to do this one first, it doesn't matter. 30 times 1. 30 times 1. Well, that's nice and easy. 30. And then maybe I want to do 5 times 1 next, because I'm like, that's easy. I can do that in my head. 5 times 1. Okay, and then I say, ooh, I can probably do this one. 5 times 20, because y'all probably know 5 times 20 is 100. And then we get to our tricky one, the scary one. It's not really scary. Let's just do 3 times 2 first. 3 times 2 is 6. And then look, I had a 0 here. So I know I need to add 1 0. But don't forget, I had this 0 too. So 20 times 30 isn't going to be 60. That doesn't make any sense. It is going to be 600. Okay, that is a tricky one. Hopefully you're using that pattern we learned about. Okay, then I'm just going to add them all together. Again, I could do this in my head, but if you can't, draw it out any way you want. 5, 3, 7. We think it's 735. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. If I did, catch me on it. All right, last one, then I'll let you go. 19 times 49. It does not matter which one you put on top and which one you put on bottom. I'm going to split 19 into 2 parts. You could even break it into smaller parts if you wanted to. I'm going to draw my rectangle. Anytime there's a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. Look how yucky that is. It's still going to work, though. All right. 40 times 10. Well, 4 times 1 would be 4. And I notice there's a 10. I know if I do 4 times 10, it's going to be 40. So then I can use my logic and say, well, if it's 40 times 10, I'm going to get 400. I can do this one down here, 10 times 9. Most of us can do that one in a noggin. 90. 40. Let's do this. 40 times 9, a little harder. 4 times 9, I always get confused. Is it 32? Is it 36? I never know. I have to think about it. I know 19 times 2 is 18, and 18 plus 18 equals 36. So I would get 360. The reason is because we're not multiplying by 4, we're multiplying by 40. I need that extra 0. And then the last one, if you know your 9 facts, 9 times 9 is 81. This one I may struggle to do in my head, I'll be honest. So I'm going to write it out. 90, 81, my sloppy handwriting. We get a 1 down here. 9 plus 8 is 17 plus 6 more. I bet y'all can figure that out. Let's see. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Gonna regroup that too. 5 plus 4 is 9. Double check me, but I think it's 921. I really love this method, and we will practice it so much. So much. You'll be a pro at it. And hopefully you'll start to do some of this stuff in your head. You'll get so good at it. All right, we will practice in class. Thanks for listening.